Welcome to yet another episode of GrammatiX. Today we'll be doing grammar, and the basic thing is the sentence. So today we'll be starting the grammar class with the chapter, the sentence. So now what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. Any group of words which makes complete sense is called a sentence. So sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a question mark or an exclamation mark or a full stop, and it has a subject and a verb. So a sentence, a group of words which makes complete sense is called a sentence. Now we are going to study now the kinds of sentence according to its function. So what are the kinds of sentence according to its function? So it is classified into four classifications are there. Now what are they? The first one is declarative sentence. Now declarative sentence states some facts. Declarative sentence also known as assertive sentence. So both are the same thing, declarative and assertive. Now declarative sentence tells you some facts. That's called declarative sentence. It always starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. He sings sweetly. So this is an example of a declarative sentence. Now declarative sentence also there are two types. So one is affirmative and the other one is negative sentence. So affirmative and negative sentence. Now negative sentence has a no or a not in them. That's how we know that it is a negative sentence. So another name for affirmative is positive. So it is a positive sentence or an affirmative sentence. The other one is a negative sentence which has a no or a not in it. So declarative sentence, the sentence are classified into four. The first one is declarative sentence. Declarative sentence gives you some facts and it has two types. The one is affirmative or positive and the other one is negative. The negative has a no or not in it. The second one is the imperative sentence. Now imperative sentence are sentences which express command, request or a piece of advice. So these three facts come under imperative sentence. So imperative sentences, sentences which expresses command, request or a piece of advice. Now command means, what example can you give in a command? Open the window. Open the window. It is a command. So open the window is an imperative sentence. The second one is a request. A request, how the main word in request is please. Please give me your pen. So this is a request. And the third one, piece of advice, don't waste food. That is a piece of advice, don't waste food. So imperative sentence starts with a capital letter and ends in a full stop, and it has it shows command, request or advice. So these three things come under imperative sentence. And the third one is interrogative sentence. Now what do you mean by interrogative sentence? Interrogative sentences, sentences which ask questions. So there are four types you can ask questions. Four ways in which you can put a question. So first one is the WH question. So what are WH questions? What, when, who, whose, whom, which, where, why, and one exception is how. So these set of questions which begin with these set of words are called as WH questions. You have other methods also to write questions, do, does, is, am, are, everything you can use as question, but these are called WH questions. The second one is your yes no question. Second one is your yes no question. Now what do you mean by yes no question? Yes no questions, when a question is asked, your answer should be either a yes or a no. So that type of questions are called yes no questions. So yes no questions, do you know Hindi? That's a yes no question. So if you know, it is yes, and if you don't know, it is a no. Such type of questions are called yes no questions. The third one is tag questions. Now what do you mean by tag questions? Tag questions are fragments of questions that we put at the end of a declarative sentence or an imperative sentence. So a fragment of a question that we put at the end of a declarative sentence or an imperative sentence to confirm something. That type of fragment of a question is called a tag question. For example, she sings sweetly. So it is doesn't she. So this portion is called a tag question. So again, tag question comes at the end of a declarative sentence or an imperative sentence to confirm something. So such type questions are called tag questions. And the last one is the choice questions. Now what do you have in choice questions? Choice questions have the answer within the question. So which color do you like? Red or green? Which color do you like? Which color do you like? Red or green? So you have the answer, red or green. You have to pick your answer from the question itself. Such type of questions are called choice questions. So interrogative sentence, you have 4 kinds of interrogative sentence: WH question, yes no question, tag question, and choice question. Now what is the importance of what is the main thing that we need to consider in an interrogative sentence? Is interrogative sentence also starts with a capital letter but ends in a question mark. So the end punctuation of an interrogative sentence is a question mark. So it starts with a capital letter, ends with a question mark. End punctuation of an interrogative sentence is a question mark. So the last one, what we are going to do is, the fourth one is exclamatory sentence. Now what do you mean by exclamatory sentence? Exclamatory sentence are sentences which shows sudden bursts of emotions, whether it is happiness, whether it is sorrow, whether it is appreciation, whatever. A sudden burst of emotions put into words gives you the exclamatory sentence. So exclamatory sentence also starts with a capital letter but ends with an exclamation mark. So whenever you are writing an exclamatory sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a exclamation mark. Now you have to make a note here that imperative sentence, very short commands also end with an exclamation mark. That doesn't make it as an exclamatory sentence. In command also certain words are there that are short commands, stop, halt, that type of short commands end with the exclamation mark. So exclamatory sentence, how hot it is, exclamation mark. So exclamatory sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with an exclamation mark. Now, so once again we will just revise what we studied now. A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. It either ends with a full stop, question mark, or an exclamation mark. It has a subject and a verb. That's what a sentence is about. Sentences are classified into four: declarative sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Now, what do you mean by declarative sentence? Declarative sentence, a sentence which states facts. It starts with a capital letter, ends with a full stop. It has two varieties, two kinds, that is affirmative and negative. Now, imperative sentence are sentences which express command, request, advice. It starts with a capital letter, ends with a full stop. Interrogative sentence, again, interrogative sentence, you have four types: WH question, yes no question, tag question, and choice question. Interrogative sentence also start with a capital letter and ends with a question mark. And the last one, the exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence shows sudden emotions. So that's what is exclamatory sentence is about. It starts with a capital letter and ends with an exclamation mark. So this is the definition and classifications of sentence according to its functions. Thank you. In the next class we will be continuing the same chapter, sentence, where we will be studying the kinds of sentence according to their structure. So winding up for today,